So today, I want to talk about how to get an A+ in life. Now, in order to do this, I need to know who I'm working with here. If you've ever been a college student, high school student, middle school, elementary student, just raise your hand for me. Wow, look at all these students, amazing. So you know what it's like to get an A+, or at least you've tried. But I want to talk about what does it look like to get an A+ in life, and how this journey started for me in a grocery store in South America. So in order to get into this, I want to take you back to when I had graduated college. I had a finance degree and I had all these job offers. So I'm sitting here with all these job offers and I think to myself, what does any autonomous, individual, college graduate do? He calls his mother. So I call my mom and say, Mom, I've got all these job offers and I've thought about them, but you know what? I think I'm gonna say no to all of these and I'm gonna move to South America to learn Spanish. I think that's what every mom is terrified to hear, but I told her, and I went. So I remember I get to South America, I arrive, and I think to myself, what is the best way to have a cultural experience and learn a language? Well, to me it was obvious, go to a grocery store. So I walk down to the grocery store, I get in, I grab my eggs, I grab my milk, I get my potato chips, because you gotta be healthy, and I walk up to the counter, and I remember I get up to the counter, and I've been to the grocery store thousands of times in my life. This should be easy. I get to the counter, and the lady looks at me. She says, buenos días, ¿cómo está usted? Oye, ¿tienes puntos de líder? And I looked at her, and I was like, she's saying words. And I'm just backing up. I'm like, right? And my whole body just starts to sweat. I'm terrified, and I'm not proud of what I did next. I put my stuff down, and I just walked out. I mean, really, I left and I didn't get anything. And I remember I got back to my room and I was so upset. My whole body had just sweat, because when I get nervous, I get really sweaty. I don't know about you, for some people, their toes tingle or their hands shake or people's mouths get dry, whatever it is, right? We all have those things. For me, I get sweaty. So I'm sitting there, I'm so mad at myself because I didn't go and buy the stuff. It seems so easy. So I do what any, independent, autonomous college graduate does when they're sad. I called my mom. And I said, Mom, I'm here, I'm bad at Spanish, this is all your fault. And in that moment, I had this clarity. I said, wait, not only am I sad, but I'm starving. Oh no. Tomorrow, I have to go back to that grocery store. My dream, this dream of learning Spanish, went from being just a dream to a matter of life and death. So I went back. And I remember I get up to the counter. I've got, my eggs, my milk, my potato chips. I get there, and the lady looks at me, and she says, Hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Tiene puntos de líder? And I looked at her again. Maybe you don't have any clue either. I had no clue what she was saying. I just gave her my money. She gave me my things, and I walked out. And I did it, right? I got home and I had the best bag of potato chips I'd ever had. And I realized in that moment, I said, wow, I got through it. It was terrifying, I sweated, but I made it. And I said, I think if I keep going back and I keep facing this grocery store moment, these times where I feel like this, I think I'll get better. So I kept going back to the grocery store over and over again. And something crazy happened. My Spanish got better. So I said to myself, all right, I'm gonna make a pledge to myself. I had no clue the trouble this would get me in, by the way. And I said, anytime that I feel like I'm experiencing one of these grocery store moments, I'm not gonna leave, I'm going to step into it, I'm gonna say yes, I'm gonna do it. And when I made this pledge, you would have thought the entire world knew that I did this. Because the very next day, I'm at the metro about to take the train, and this guy walks up to me, right? So I'm standing here, he walks up, and he says, Disculpa, señor, estoy buscando esa tienda deportiva, ¿me ayuda? And I'm just, right? I think he's asking me for directions. And if he knew what I knew, he would not be asking me for directions. But I made that pledge. And I gave that man directions. And there's no telling where he ended up, but I gave him directions. So the next day, this keeps happening. I'm sitting on a bus. I'm sitting there in my seat. I had to take this hour-and-a-half ride every week. I'm sitting there, and this guy gets on the bus, starts walking toward me. You know, one of those people that's always like walking, smiling. I'm thinking, oh no, it's one of those people, right? And he walks up, he looks at me, and he sits down right next to me. And he looks at me, he says, buenos días, señor. Oye, no parece Chile. ¿Cómo se llama usted? And I think he's trying to introduce himself, right? But my whole body is like, gee. I'm like, there's the exit. I could run. It would be so nice. But I'm like, no, I made the pledge. So I stepped up. I turned to that guy. I don't know what I told him about myself, but I talked to him. But the worst one of all, I was hanging out with one of my friends down there, and in English, this time in English, he asked me, he says, hey, Griffin, I thought, since you're an American living in South America, you could come and talk to some of my friends about what it's like living down here as an American. And I said, that would be wonderful. I love speaking to audiences. I'll do it. And he says, yeah, but the thing is, I need you to talk to him in Spanish. A conversation, yes, but speaking in public, no, not doing it. And I was like, oh, man, the pledge. So I stepped up, and I went, and I told those people what it's like to live in America. I don't know if it made any sense, but I told them. So finally, all this happened, and what I did is I embraced all these grocery store moments. And the craziest thing happened, as I did this time and time again, my Spanish got better and better and better. And as a result of all this work, al fin y al cabo, yo aprendí español. Y ahora hablo español como si fuera inglés. And again, maybe you didn't understand that. That's okay. But all I said was, in the end, I learned Spanish. And now I speak it almost like it's English. And I'll say, I'm not perfect. My Spanish isn't perfect. But I learned. And I realized in our lives, this idea of getting an A+, it's really saying to ourselves, what are my signs? Like, when am I nervous? When am I having a grocery store moment? Do I sweat? Do my feet tingle? Do my ears shake? Whatever it is, figure out what that is. And when we face that grocery store moment, don't walk out, step into it. In these moments, they look different for all of us. It might be asking for a raise. It may be apologizing to your child. It could even be something as simple as just admitting when you're wrong. So my encouragement to you is what I want you to do too. And you don't have to put your hand on your chest, but think about it. Like, I want you to take the pledge. And I want you to take that pledge to start stepping into these grocery store moments. Recognize when it happens, and instead of walking out, step into that and face it. And I promise you, in your life, getting an A+, it just means saying yes to thousands upon thousands of grocery store moments. Because when you do this, there is no telling where it's going to lead you. It could take you to South America. It could make you go learn Spanish. It could even lead you to somewhere that absolutely terrifies you, like standing on a stage in front of the lights and giving a TED Talk. Thank you.